So we all rushed to actually clean it up. Swami no immediately said, hey, disturb వద్దు, disturb వద్దు. వాళ్ళు పని చేస్తున్నారు. They are doing their own work. Don't disturb them. They will go. And that day, this was the year when I was a part of the Bangalore Sevadal. And the Bangalore Sevadal is a very blessed lot. Of course, all Sevadals are a blessed lot. Just that, there's one little thing that the Bangalore Sevadal have. In fact, the Karnataka Sevadal, which is something called the Trai duty. Okay, now the Trai duty is also called the monkey duty. Monkey, and all the boys who do the Trai duty are also called monkey boys. So just to give you a little background of how this whole Trai duty started was, many years back, when the Trai was in fact just inaugurated, and for those of you who have seen Trai, there's this huge, it's a very, very beautiful place in near Bangalore, in Whitefield. Lots and lots of trees and flowers, and so lots of monkeys around. Okay, and so when Swami would call devotees for an interview, they would leave all their belongings, outside. So all their mats, and unlike Prashant Nilayam, in Brindavan you had to, you had to walk quite a distance from Sai Ram Shed, right, to go up to the Trai doors, the interview room. So people would take all their mats and all the whatever they have brought along, and they'll keep it outside the interview room and then walk into the interview room. And it used to so happen that these monkeys will come and either they will snatch away or they will tear all these mats. So it used to be pretty embarrassing for everybody that the devotees come out after such a joyous session with Bhagwan, and what do they find? All their belongings strewn all over the place. Some people not able to find their things. So Swami said, see, it should not be like this. Two people should be standing over here, and they should look after, they should shoo away the monkeys. Now, the then state president, felt that this is such a, there's not much productive work for that. So he had kept two old people over there, to do this work. And Swami had apparently seen, these old people, and Swami said, Chi, what you're putting old people here? This was what was told to me. Imagine when they go back to their hometowns, okay, and people will, invite them, oh, you have done duty. So what was your duty? And what will these old people say? Shooing away monkeys? They'll become a laughing stock that Baba gives such kind of duty. So no, they should not do this kind of. Put youngsters, young boys, let them clean up the place. So that's how this whole Trai duty had started, and it used to be a pretty back-breaking work. This 1 week was the longevity of the duty, and it was a back-breaking work, but it was every second was worth it, because there were only 9 of us, along with one of our permanent Sevadal members, one brother Harish, and he was also an old student, and so he would actually tell us what to do. So every day the duties would differ. So sometimes you will get to stand at the back gate of Bhagwan, of the Trai, wherein all of Swami's, the carriers will come in, different devotees who have Swami has given opportunity. So you get to take their carriers inside the kitchen, and then so obviously the other benefit of that is, after Swami finishes his meal, all that will come out to us as prasadam. So we would get to partake that. So that was one fantastic thing. All the faxes, all the telegrams and letters, couriers, we would get a chance to kind of collect it from the postman and take it inside. So that was one duty. On the front side, of course, there were some common duties of picking up all dry leaves that fall on the lawn. So just before Swami comes, and that used to be the back-breaking work. Swami would typically come after Shivratri, February, and then he would stay up to May. So we would get 1 or sometimes even 2 duties, and it was like, just autumn time, just on beginning of spring. So, trees are shedding leaves and trees are getting new leaves. So pick them up, and just before Swami comes, we go for one, quick, what should I say, how the miners remove all these mines out, something like that. We just go for a quick thing, and it used to be pretty backbreaking. But then you get to, one beautiful thing was, early in the morning, right? When Swami comes out of the main Trai door, so every day our places would shift because all of us should get experience of all the places. So one of the days you get to stand bang opposite to the Trai door. Okay, and the first thing, just imagine, in the first thing in the morning, the door opens and Swami walks out, and that's like one of the most. It's like Vaikunta opening and Narayana coming out. It's absolutely like that because, and there'll be birds chirping and there's that early morning sunrise, and it's just the most beautiful darshan you can have. It's almost unbeatable, that darshan. So it was this kind of duty, and there was one very beautiful duty which was in the Monkey Boys would do something called a pigeon duty. So right where in the first floor where Swami's bedroom is, right outside that there is a tree. Again, many years back, even before I joined Sevadal, there used to be lots of birds living on that tree. And it had so happened that on one occasion, Swami had little red eyes. It seems in his eyes were a little red. And so Rambrahmam Garu, who was the caretaker, I have never seen him, but he used to be the caretaker back in the 70s and 80s. So it seems he had asked Swami, what happened? Have you not rested well? And Swami said, those birds chirping outside, they didn't allow me to sleep. So this was one, statement made by Swami which started this pigeon duty. The pigeon duty would mean that the person would stand with a long rod down, on the lawns, and if in case any pigeon goes in the windowsill of Swami, Swami's broom, his job was to remove it. And years have passed. By the time I had joined, there was not a single bird living on that tree, but the pigeon duty continued because who would miss out a chance to stand, outside Swami's bedroom and keep praying over there? And in fact, this duty also had fallen out of favor with a lot of boys because, 2 hours simply standing like that. But how, this is again Swami's way. One day Swami came and spoke to one of the guys, one of the Sevadal brothers who was doing duty. And after that it became a rage because anytime Swami can come and actually speak. So it became a 10-minute duty, only for 10 minutes. So as everybody else is, working and cleaning up and all that, you get to stand for 10 minutes and you'll be praying, Swami, come in these 10 minutes, come out, come into the window and speak. So these were some of the duties, and the monkeys were obviously there, and there were lots of these marigold flowers, where Swami would walk by the side of his walkway, these marigold flowers. And every afternoon, these monkeys will come and they will be eating and they'll break, and they obviously don't know how to do it properly, and so sometimes they'll pull out the whole thing, all the sand comes out. So our job was to, the moment they start coming, go with sticks and chase them away. And one afternoon I'm doing this duty, and so there's this really courageous monkey who's coming. So he comes and I didn't have a stick, so actually I went, he was started to pull out, so I said, hey, and that fellow, hey, he looked at back at me, so I ran, but I got one stick. And as I was, going, almost chasing away the monkey, suddenly I hear, hey. So I was thinking, who's this? And so I looked up, in the window, Swami is telling, hey, kya karta hai? He's telling me from, what are you doing? First of all, to see Swami, I was just saying, don't disturb, like that, So I was thinking, maybe, my shooing away was too loud, it disturbed Swami. I thought, now it's gone. In the evening or anytime soon, I will get, some news that, boss, you are not necessary for this duty. It was the whole afternoon passed by. 3:30 in the evening when Swami came out, and he was just walking, looking down, and then he walks up to me and says, what were you doing? Kya karta hai dopaher mein? So I said, Swami, wo monkeys आता है, वो सब गलीज कर देता है. So Swami said, वो flowers उनके लिए ही है. No, that's when I understood that probably that don't disturb. That Swami is telling that those flowers are for them only. Let them eat. And that's when I thought maybe that don't disturb was for don't disturb the monkeys. And that's when as Swami passed, and then Swami gave me a nice smile. वो उनके लिए ही है. Like that, I didn't walk past. I was thinking maybe don't know, all these monkeys, who they may be. They may be some rishis or maybe vanaras themselves coming, But that day, what also struck me was, see the Vishala Bhavam of Swami. He is able to identify himself with the hunger of a monkey also, because even the monkey is ultimately his child only, right? If he is the Purusha and this entire Prakriti is his creation, even that monkey is his creation, right? And that is probably one of the, and out of that, in one more of my Trai duties, there was one more very beautiful incident which happened. I was doing my duty. In fact, that day was my duty to stand outside the interview room door, during the, and it was very nice to stand outside the interview, because the interview room door in Vrindavan doesn't shut, it remains open. So you can actually hear, if Swami is speaking a little louder, you can actually hear the entire conversation of the devotees inside, and peals of laughter and jokes and those kind of things you can 100% hear. And if Swami has asked a person at the back of the room to answer, you can listen. So it's like, you're almost like a mini interview session you are having. So I was standing over there, and so there's a moat. If those of you who have seen Vrindavan, there's a moat around, which is actually to be filled with water, and it's like, the Trai is like a lotus. Of course, there's no water, because then that led to cleaning it up often, otherwise mosquitoes would come, and etc. etc. So it's dry. But so from the road to Swami's Trai, there's a little bridge and Swami would walk on top of the bridge and to go into the thing. And we would keep everything spick and span. One day, as Swami is walking into the one morning, as he's walking into the interview room, I'm standing near the interview room on the road. We suddenly see Swami lifting his robe and almost jumping in the sense, taking a little leap. And that itself is a pretty shocking thing, because all said and done, Swami is 75 years old. You don't see a 75-year-old person jumping like that, but it was a very cute jump. But we knew something was wrong, and Swami just turned back. Okay, I can never forget that. He just turned back, and with a beautiful mischievous smile, he said, looked down and he says, "Breakfast into Naru." Okay, that is, they're all eating breakfast. Some devotees like Gangadhar Shetty sir and all of them were standing over there. So he just looked at everybody and said, "Breakfast into Naru." They're all eating breakfast. So when we saw there was a line of ants picking up a dead moth, and they were taking it across somehow that moth had fallen over there, and these ants. So Swami says, so we all rushed to actually clean it up. Swami immediately said, "Hey, disturb వాళ్ళు పని చేస్తున్నారు. They are doing their own work. Don't disturb them. They will go." And that day, all the devotees who were called for interview had to make that jump, had to make that leap. Okay, because nobody was supposed to disturb the ants, When Swami says, "Love is my form, truth is my breath, bliss is my food," probably the more important lines are, "My life is my message," the second. And what is his life? Expansion is my life. When he says that, when he's able to identify himself with the family of the ants, with the family of the monkeys, with the hunger of the monkey, that is what he means by "my expansion is my life." And I think herein lies a great lesson for all of us. Can we also expand our life to encompass every sentient and insentient being into our ambit? Right? Definitely we can do that. All we need to do is, when we say "Samasta loka sukhino bhavantu," all the lokas are within me. And so is, this entire world within him. Can we just spread out our love? That Swami's love which is pouring out from our heart. So these are a few incidences which remind me always of the ever expansive love of God, which we also can practice. And that is pretty much what Swami wants us to do.